Okay, how about now? Oh, you should be hearing me now because I can hear the little echoey echo that I didn't hear before. Yes. I was using the wrong one. Okay. Fabuloso. How the heck is everybody doing? I'm going to show you something that I just filmed. Y'all, I have so many videos to film between today and tomorrow. And I wish I could say I had Saturday to do them, but I don't because I have to be at church painting a set. But I just filmed this. I'm doing a little testy poo, meaning I'm going to upload this to YouTube of my own editing prowess and not to my editors because I didn't get this to them in enough time. But I really would like to have a video up this week. In keeping with my new cadence, which used to be my old cadence of a video a week. Y'all remember when it was 3 videos a week? Does anybody remember when it was 3 videos a week? Now, I'm talking about my other channel, which is like my permanent upload channel. Now, this is my live channel. Hi, I'm Christy. If you're new here, go ahead and say new so we can welcome you because that's important. I have my other channel, which is Paint Crush with Christy Rice. And there's like over 500, 700 videos. I don't know. There's a lot of videos over there. Yay. Yes, Jennifer has lots to celebrate. Lots to celebrate. Hey, Thrifty. Olivia. Marianne. Gail. Wonderful, wonderful. So anywho, I just filmed this. Like literally just wrapped it. And it's a fun little mixed media, you know, of the season type situation. So I'm going to hopefully get that up this evening and I'm just going to put it right up and let it be kind of low production value, but good content. And we'll see what happens. Yeah. And then I have to work on all of the project boxes, y'all, from Palmstreet. They all come with a video. There's 3 of them. So I have to do, I have to teach you how to do 10 different holiday card appropriate icons. I have to teach you how to paint on ornaments, bisqueware ornaments, and I'm also doing a video about watercolor ground on glass and on shells. So, oh my word, y'all, you're the praying type. Pray for me. I got somebody to take my daughter to dance later today. Well, my parents, God bless them, because it's going to be a whole situation. I sometimes will do little Instagram stories while I'm waiting between the dance classes. If y'all have seen them, it's chaos. So anyway, yeah. So if you could go ahead and share this live at this point, friends. This is a new channel exclusively for lives, and as such, you know, we're not getting quite as many people in here as we normally do, which I know is the thing, but we are slowly and surely making progress. I would love to get up to 50 people today. If that is at all possible, you can try sharing the live in the Watercolor Beginners and Beyond group because I know the owner, Diane Zimmerman. She's awesome. So hopefully she'll be okay with us sharing. I know others have shared there before, so that's a big group you can share there, or just share on your Facebook, or just share to Instagram stories. That would be helpful. That would be awesome. All right, all right, all right. So today is about dahlias. 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 How many remember the collection I started working on last year during the summer? Does anybody remember it? It's the Wonder and Wander collection. And I have been working on it in a number of ways for over a year. And yes, the Wonder and Wander collection. And it appears that it is time. And I remember I paused it. I was going to release it that holiday season. And emotionally, I just was not there. My parents were like getting the house ready to put on the market. And this collection is so much about what the experiences in my childhood home taught me about being a creative. And my father's dahlia garden teaching me to wander, and that wandering doesn't have to be far away. I remember as a child going into my father's gardens, and he had different gardens, strawberry patch, he had, corn, but the dahlias are what I remember the most, next to the berries, the berry gardens. But I remember the dahlia gardens the most because they were literally in the height of summer. The dahlias were so tall. And as a child, I felt like Alice in Wonderland. Like I had gone down the daggone rabbit hole. And I could go from, 40 feet from my back door down the stairs from the porch and within 30 seconds be in a whole other world. And that, I believe strongly now, with all the context of decades of my life lived since then, I can see what that experience of wandering through my father's garden, bees buzzing and, just the wind blowing and feeling like I was in this secret place, what that taught me about what it means to wonder, to truly wonder, deeply wonder and wander. And yeah, it is heavenly. And so my children got to experience it over the years, that feeling really small in an organic space. Just incredible. And yourself as an adult, I mean, if you've been somewhere and you felt really small, but it actually felt magical, can you share with us where that place was? Where you, like, I know one of them for me is the redwoods. Being in the redwood forest, I felt so incredibly minuscule, but it felt just wildly magical and inspiring. I didn't feel like I was nothing. It didn't feel like, it didn't make me feel insignificant. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad y'all remember the collection. So I have picked back up to finish it, and it is going to, standing next to the ocean, Olivia says, yes, I am an ocean girly through and through. And yeah, I feel that there. It's a little bit of a different feeling for me, but yeah, I love that. Well, who else? What is this? Otway Ranges is that Victoria? Okay, now I got to research the Otway Ranges in Victoria. Yes, standing at the top of the Eiffel Tower. Absolutely. You feel like a little flea in the city, the beach. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. What's this one? The Indian mounds spread throughout the state of Mississippi. Oh, okay. Another one for me, of course, is Zion National Park, and the surrounding, even the state parks and the recreation areas in that general vicinity. Never in my life have I felt the way I feel when I'm there. It's like I'm lucky enough to have this like second home. And so I think when I decided to pause the collection, it was when all of the meaning in the collection was tied to a past life. And I've realized that the power of this collection and what it can communicate to you, what it can make someone feel that maybe you gift one of these pieces to, the power in that is how I am going to express, how I am expressing what it's done for me now in real time. And so I'm going to be connecting the wonder and the wander between two places. And so some of these pieces are coming with me to Utah. I leave at 2 a.m. on Sunday. And I plan There's just some wild stuff I'm doing. This is the last batch of dahlias. I'll get back to Zion. This is the last batch of dahlias. They're going to freeze over tonight, y'all, and we're letting them. It's time. And Kristen doesn't know it yet, but she's going to be helping me make some paint from these beauties. Tearing up just thinking about it. Oh, Carrie, another one is swimming in the natural springs. I love that. Thrifty says the gold mines of Johannesburg. That's awesome. Yeah. The salt flats. Yes. Yes. I love that, Jennifer. Trees are hundreds of years old there. The Great Ocean Road drives through the Otways. I love it. I love the word Otway. Am I pronouncing it right? Otway? Just sounds beautiful, feels beautiful coming out of my mouth. So we're going to be making paint out of the last batch of the dahlias. I have no idea what color it will be. No idea. No idea. But I'm excited about it. And then I'm also going to be incorporating, I'm going to likely be incorporating some elements from Utah, some foraged elements from Utah. And so these pieces are going to be about reminding yourself the distinctive value in living a life built on the ethos of wandering, mindful wandering. Because what I've learned about just being curious and combining that with a sense of this desire to wander off has taught me everything I need to know about being a creative and staying strong in that power, in that fire power, that belly fire that you get as an artist. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about with the belly fire, just type Y. Yeah. Yeah, so hi Tracy. On top of the Table Mountains in Cape Town. I'd love to see that. Yes, Thrifty, I did say. Yeah, so these pieces are going to be finished off with a handmade paint that is made from the last batch of the season's of my parents' dahlias. And these dahlias, friends, are these come from heirloom tubers. Of course, we've bought tubers over the year, but the vast majority of them are heirloom tubers. So there's a sense of legacy here, a sense, I feel like if you do invest in one of my pieces, and these are going to be going live, I think November 21st is my plan, God willing. No, I'm sorry. I think it's November 17th. November 21st is a Friday. It's that Monday before. So I want to, whenever you look at this piece on your wall, or if you gift it, I want the person to know what I felt when making each of these pieces and pass that power along to you, that tangible power, because I believe in that. No, just definitely don't wander in a slot canyon. Mary, how's it been? Because I've seen some people saying I watch Instagram and I see some people aborting certain hikes in the last week. Has it been raining? Okay, rain forecasted. Okay, yeah. And I love slot canyon hikes, but not that much. Yeah. And so these pieces will be, I'm going to paint some today and talk about dahlias. That's why I mentioned that today's live is less tutorial, more ethereal, kind of reminiscent, I made up a new word, I think, type of an experience. Yay. So yeah, so I'm going to paint on these boards. That's where I started the collection. It feels really good. And so we're going to get down, to the paper, to the board, Yeah. All right, let's do this. I saw that some of you have grabbed the Ohuhu markers. I've been seeing rumblings of this on different places. So I know Jennifer, you grabbed them, didn't you? How are you feeling about them? How are you feeling about them? I'm just grabbing dahlias. They're on their last legs, but they're still wondrous. Glorious. I found out these Ohuhus are, which makes sense, they are water soluble while they're still damp, which is awesome. There's so many ways that I start dahlia paintings. And one of the ways is very loose and at the center. So let's get into that. I'm just going to create some scratchy lines. I hope you, oh, let me use a different color. That is not showing up beautifully. I am deeply in mixed media land these days, and so I'm going with it. Center, it grounds me. And then I will just look at the general character. We have small petals that are very curved in, and that is our central petal personality. And then very quickly they start to flatten out. And so we're gonna get into that. I am doing an overhand hold because I want looseness at this stage. Another memory I have of my parents' home is the processing of the walnuts that would just fall everywhere. Oh my gosh, it was a dirty job. Dirty job. Lots of outside memories. Lots of them. And then let's look into, we might get a couple more small petals in here. Now, I do want to release some of this pigment. See that? Isn't that fun? It will release. Look at that. I was just working on the tutorial that I showed you earlier, and it was so fun to see that paint release as effortlessly as it did. I want to overdo it. So I love when a flower is at end stage, I love pulling it apart and learning more about it. I mean, look at the zing-a-zing color. Hello, Nicole. Oh, I hope Virginia's okay. I know she wasn't feeling well last week. Or was that during Palmstreet? You're hearing good things about the art text that, they've been offering to send it to me and I keep forgetting. All right, now I think I'm going to pull out, since this palette, this is my convenience color palette from lives earlier this year. I think that might have been at the beginning of the year. And this palette has been so good to me this year. It only makes sense to bring it into the mix. Got these two on the brain. Oh, I love that side facing view. I used to love to pop the buds. I think it would just hurt my dad's heart. Would pop the buds. Oh, interesting. Oh, I remember. I have to these particular brand of boards had to kind of scrub in certain areas. It didn't take the watercolor like I had hoped. I remember. I remember now. How do you all love to paint your dahlias? Or maybe dahlias give you agita. I want to know. I want to know. I need intense greens. I am triple dipping. Are you ready for it? Dun, 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 I'm going to pull one of these green. This is a little baby leaf, but it gives me the general vibe. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Oh. Dahlias to me when I was a kid felt very much like creatures. They felt creature-like. Oh, I would love to get something from Art Whale. They've never reached out to me. I would love to. I've heard so many good things. Don't ever be afraid to use a brush that you think is a little too big for the job. I cannot say that enough. Don't be afraid of that. So needless to say, each of these paintings is going to literally have some of my DNA on them. I'm just kidding, but not really. That's the thing with these watercolor boards. I adore working on watercolor boards, but they do have a different hand feel, if you know what I mean. They do have a different hand feel. And I apologize if I'm missing a lot of comments. I'm in a kind of head down type of situation today. Yeah, so I plan on taking these to Utah and adding, as I mentioned before, like the dahlia and my experience with the dahlia and the metaphor it stands for, the power in my life, the way it taught me to be creative. But then Utah, and that was my childhood, and then Utah and discovering the Southwest, just it brought it all full circle. I didn't become the full artist that I am until I wandered through both places, if that makes sense. I really didn't. And I think it's important for me to tell that story too, because so many of you, all the time, I'm being asked, how do I find my style? I don't feel like it's coming together for me, which is, just another way of saying I don't feel like I found my style. And I think it's important to realize that you have to wander through a lot of different experiences as an artist, as a human too, but you have to wander through a lot of creative experiences, ones that succeed, ones that don't feel like they took you where you wanted them to take you, right? You have to. And so for me, it was that space between Pennsylvania, my father's garden, a place that felt so small and a place that I accessed so easily. And then the contrast of wandering to and into and through a place that felt otherworldly. These are those woodless watercolor pencils by Karst. Yeah. They feel so immediate on this page, on this type of board. It's fun. They get kind of slippery if you go over a wet area. Has anybody used these? The Karst. They're really kind of like spendy. But they are the one true watercolor pencil that has felt very much like I wanted them to feel. Y'all know I have this ongoing kind of hate-hate relationship with watercolor pencils. And these are ones that felt like they gave me a watercolor pencil breakthrough, if you know what I mean. Oh, Falcor flowers. Falcor flowers. Oh, I love that. Nicole, that was the best and biggest compliment you could ever give me. It's funny though, I don't always paint. Look at how that's blending. I don't always paint dahlias in this style, but this is the style that has just been falling out of me every time I revisit this collection. This is the style. Who was it in Palmstreet when I sold my two big, more realistic for Christy dahlias? Who was there? It was crazy. It was crazy. There's gonna be so many layers to these. So many. Neighbors gifted me a bouquet because we're getting the frosting. Yeah, aren't they so lovely and complex? Ginger, you need to buy bigger brushes. You can do all of this with smaller than you think brushes. I promise you. Nicole, how's that horse going? We did a little bit of a horse study in Patreon this week. I painted like a ghost horse. It was super fun. A little nerve-wracking at the beginning. Thank you, Nicole, for that very lovely challenge. I very much appreciated it. Not so much in the moment, but very much after. Thanks, Jennifer. Oh, I want to see them. Hi, Risa. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's a pretty color. It's crazy how these can kind of look like watercolor. I'm very excited to announce that the journals, the Archival journals, are in Canada as we speak, apparently. So they're going to be here in I don't know, I'm hoping like 2 weeks, less if we're lucky. I hope. Hi, Sketches. Hello. some more triple double dipping. Ooh, I gotta smudgy smudge that. Y'all, this is gonna probably freak you out. Don't let it. I actually really, really like the way this board is forcing me to work. It's forcing me to use my hands and oh, it's so good. I'll tell you what, this trip to Utah, for as much as I love a place, it has been like, I have like in emotional kind of stress of like, you know, leaving for so long and being gone this time of year for so long. I have tried to cancel this trip so many times. And my husband's like, you're ridiculous, stop it. I feel so overwhelmed. I feel so overwhelmed to get the holidays perfect and ready. And I feel overwhelmed to just, you know, it's fourth quarter from a business brain. Gosh, is just so much. Yeah, but I'm going. I am blessed to be able to work and integrate my work into a life, and I'm just going to embrace that and go. Tell me, cheer me on, say go. You got the brushes, Risa? Oh, my wonderful. That's awesome. Which set did you get? The one with the pink flat brush in it, or the other one, or maybe the travel? Which one did you get? Look at how that blends. Oh, that's so good. I think also, as I've been reflecting on this whole experience, my dad's garden and all the time I spent in it as a child, and Zion and all the hikes and the painting, it has taught me even more about the value of happy accidents. The emotional value. Yes, there's on paper value, because by nature, a happy accident is something successful, seemingly successful, that happens when you don't plan it. But the emotional happy accidents are so exciting, right? The pink set. Good, 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 good. It's just we try to go twice a year, our family, and we do like 3 weeks. It's just like a working trip where we just kind of like live there for 3 weeks and explore and do what we can do and see what we can see. And yeah, it's time for us to go. And I've just been like so stressed with all the fourth quarter sales and, just being a good steward of the businesses and getting ready for, I'll come back and it'll be like Christmas and Thanksgiving. Well, Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I'm just, I just like to talk myself out of my blessings. Do you ever do that? Anybody here really good at talking themselves out of their blessings? Like, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve the flexibility. You don't deserve the, blah, blah, blah. Aren't we ridiculous sometimes? I'm obsessed with how these, and it's something I liked about the Sharpies as well, just how well these integrate with watercolor. Just, so good. So these are going to come with a story card as part of the backing of them. They're going to be backed. I'm still deciding, but I think it's going to be like a handmade paper backing. And there'll be a story card attached to it, so you know exactly where my head was at and what I mean for you to glean from owning this piece. So if you're just hopping in, I did share, y'all, that one of the layers on these paintings is going to be paint made from this final batch of dahlias that have just come out of the garden. We're going to be making some paint. And yeah. I mean, come on. How cool is that? How stinking cool is that? I think I'm going to do this one next. These are so fun because you can hardly see the color, but then when you pull some of the, yeah, look at that. I hope so. I hope, Susie, I'll be pleasantly surprised. Go, girl, go. I'm going. I'm committed. Jennifer, you beat me to it. Y'all, look at what Jennifer just said. I was gonna mention that today. I've alluded to it, but yes, I am going to be spending a lovely few days with my new friend, Emily. Emily is flying to Utah. She has had a crazy few months. I reached out to her. Oh, it probably was maybe 2-3 weeks after she was live with us. And I reached out and I said, you know, I just remember you saying that you've never been to Zion. And I'm going to be out there, friend. I'm going to be out there. And how about we do something crazy? How about you come on out and we paint together for a couple days? We make some videos and we do some lives and I show you around the most magical place, magical national park that I can think of. And she was like, oh yeah, oh my gosh. She got back right away and was like, that sounds so amazing. And I'm like, I hope you don't think I'm a weirdo stalker. And so it's happening. It is happening. I have to look at the calendar. I think she's coming out like it's like in the 20s, the early 20s. I have to go look it up. We're going to be doing a live for my patrons. So if you would like to be part of that and see that exclusive live, you definitely want to pop on to, like, if you want to sign up for a month, by all means do it. But you know, if you want to do it with the free trial, that's another way you could do it to make sure you get access to it. I changed my mind here. And you can sign up for the 7-day free trial, you know, right around the time. And yeah, it's going to be a blast. There's just going to be so much good that comes out of that. So much good. So yeah. Karst. Nina, it's Karst. K-R-S-T. It's a German brand. And I believe the set was about $24, Thrifty maybe knows, and it was about $70. And I don't recall if they have a smaller set, which wouldn't that be lovely if they did? But yeah, it's Karst. So who's excited for some Christy and Emily in Zion National Park? Just give me a woohoo. I mean, because come on, that's exciting, is it not? I try to set these things up for y'all. I try to do some different things that, you know, what do I have access to that maybe you'll never see? I'm not saying that meanly, but seriously, like, I'll probably never see, you know, where Jennifer lives. And I would love something like that. You know, that's the heart behind. That sounded terrible the way I said it. I hope you know my heart behind it. I just like to think of ways that I can share the experiences that I'm having. Because over the years, so many people have told me, Chrissy, you go places I know I will never see, you know, maybe their mobility is limited, maybe they're bedbound, nursing homes, folks that, and these are real stories I hear. And so it became so much more clear to me as I planned like my content that I wanted not to be a content creator. I wanted to be an experience sharer, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Marianne says most definitely yes. Oh, yes, says Gail. Woohoo, says Kathy, Nicole. We got, yeah, it's going to be so fun. It's going to be so fun. Now, how are we feeling about the style of this? It has evolved since last time. It has most definitely evolved, and I'm feeling it, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. While I look for a purple, there's the purple karst. Okay. Aw, it's an artist town. Ballarat is an artist town. Cool. All right, let's get that big old leaf. Double dip in. And then a single dip on the tip. And we're going to scrub that in. Thank goodness my paints are non-toxic. Look at that. Isn't that a gorgeous? I don't even want to wipe that away. Therefore, I'm not. Wander. Wonder. I suppose I don't have to do this with my bare hands. I suppose. One thing I have decided that is an absolute addition is gold. Because for so many years, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I despised gold. Despised it. And I now enjoy it so much. And so adding gold to these paintings in this series is going to be a way to remind myself and remind you to never like blacklist any part, any potential in your creative journey. Don't blacklist. Don't say never. Never say never. Oh, thank you, Risa. I like this one. This is an example of your art magic. Thanks, Gail. Is this fun to watch this? I hope it doesn't feel salesy because that's the last thing I want. That would make me kind of sick to my stomach if it did feel salesy. So you're going to have to let me know because obviously these will be for sale. But my goal today was to continue working on the collection, but at the same time, teach and inspire. It's beautiful out today in northeastern Pennsylvania, like absolutely delightful. It's just fall, crisp. Oof, so good. A little gold on that baddie. Oh, Caitlin, I'm so glad. Oh, Caitlin, I'm so glad. Never say never. Always makes me think of An American Tail. Oh, yeah, I love that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, you know what this one is missing? And this one's also, we need a stem. Y'all, I love working this way. I teach, you know how I say like have multiple paintings going at one time? I love working this way. I find it helps connect the flippin' dots of yeah, it's just so powerful. And so when this body of work is done, it will be such an integrated body of work. Incredibly integrated body of work. I am using Ohuhu acrylic markers. They're newer as far as I've been made aware in their lineup. I'll show you the container. I have them in my what do they call that? TikTok shop in my little yeah, they're in my TikTok shop. This is the one I want. Oh, so slippery. It's so cool to work with these into a wet space. It's like you're drawing on ice. It's wild. All right. I have that song in my head that goes, woohoo, da-na-na, da-na-na-na, woohoo. What the heck song is that? And why is it in my head? It's ridiculous. What a ridiculous little soundbite to be in my head right now. What the heck now? Never say never. What is one thing that you all, anybody here, like something that you just always profess to dislike, but then you rediscovered it and turned it around? What is that thing? Share it with us. We need to hear it. We need to hear it. It's important for us to share these stories. So important. Blur song 2. Oil pastels. Nicole was telling us, she was like asking me during Patreon, like, what do I do with these oil pastels? I don't like them. I don't want them. They're gross. And I was like, dude, I gave her some ideas. So it's just funny that she brought that up today. Nicole. Gotta run. Bye, Nicole. Okay. And you haven't gotten to the redemptive part, right? Is that what you're telling me? Yeah. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to do this beauty. She's a peachy girl. Peachy girl. Oh, I love the immediacy of these. I paint on my hand. I got to paint all over my hand. What questions do you have about this style? Is this a style that interests you, that you'd want to know more about in terms of how to create it? Is this a style that just baffles and you're like, bah, forget it, forget about it? I really like those Ohuhu. Yeah, get the Ohuhu markers. I think they're also linked below in my Amazon like storefront. You know that, and of course that would be a little bit of an affiliate situation there. You know how that rolls, but yeah, I think they're linked there. I love the little petals that do like a swirl. They almost look like a curly Q. I also think like it can be so good to try to do a continuous line, but where the line weight and pressure varies, it can be a really stunning effect. Look at that. Just going back in and defining some of the more amoeba-like decisions I made with a little bit of a damp brush, pulling some of that watercolor pigment that is in the karst pencil down and around, some scrubbing, scumbling. Yes, yes, scumble is indeed a real technique. Are the woodless watercolor pencil yes, the karst woodless watercolor pencils are indeed water soluble. Absolutely. You can see I've been doing some of that here. I just did some of that here. So if you look close up here, actually, let me show you just on a separate. And this is the reason I love disappear down to the point where you're not seeing the lines. Huh? Huh? Yeah. Doesn't that make the most delightful peach? Something bit me today, y'all, and it is itching like crazy. I need to get some cortisone on myself. All right, which one's your favorite so far? The first orangey yellowy one, the pink one, the purple, this one. Which one you feeling? Maybe none. That's okay. Just break my heart. No, I'm kidding. I'm so totally kidding. Just being a smart aleck. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Double dip time. Just really liking that finger swirl effect that this is giving. Interesting. Purple. All of them. All of them. Aw. Caitlin, I love you. Well, Caitlin, honestly, I'm very much a go with the flower. I am. Let's not mince words here. But at the same time, you know, when I started this collection last summer, it had a very different feel. And that feel wasn't sitting right in my soul. And so there's been thought that's gone into this approach right now. Now the smudging has come out of necessity because of the board, but yeah, it's almost like a requirement of where the style was that I had to go here to express what I was trying to express visually. But thank you. But there is definitely a lot of like just comfort in it, a comfort level that I have indeed with going with the flow. But again, that's so indicative of what this collection means to me and the message that I think will resonate with so many of us, that, you know, children are taught to wonder and wander. Like I keep, you know, hearing from my daughter's kindergarten teacher, like she just started kindergarten, and it's all about the exploration and the giving of grace to these little souls that are figuring out how to use their hands and their bodies and their mouths and their, you know, in this new kind of more elevated space of kindergarten land. And we give so much grace to youngsters, but we stop giving that grace and that space to wander and wonder. Grace and space. Don't worry, there's something a rumbling here. There's something a rumbling. I know, I do too, and it just came out of my mouth. It just came out of my mouth, and I love it, and I don't want to forget it, and so I shan't. And so I shan't. Shan't even a word, for heaven's sake? Something's happening. Whenever I feel this way, where like something's bubbling up in me, I always get the song of "What's the Buzz? Tell Me What's Happening" from Jesus Christ Superstar. I have no idea why. So whenever I get that like rumbling in my soul, that like the mood is changing, an idea's coming, I'm always like in my head, I'm like, "What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz?" I promise, I'm not losing my mind. This is creativity. This is how it happens. This is what you do. You respond to your little tickles, your little whispers, your little, yeah, you do. You respond. You surrender. You shall not. Shan't. Okay. Okay, good. It sure is. I'm glad, because you know what? I like the sound of it. I don't know. Kind of thinking this might need to happen. Kind of thinking that might need to happen. What do we think? What do we think? What do we think? painting on, hold on, I gotta grab the garbage. Crud. The garbage is, I threw it out in another. It's a watercolor board. It's designed for watercolor, and but it's not a brand. It's not like one of the legacy brands. It's, you know, archival and acid free and all that. But yeah. Yeah, I can't remember the brand. Yeah, so anyway, that might happen. That might need to happen. I'm going to leave that there. So don't forget, I also think this one needs more buds because this little singular bud looks really freaking weird. Little highlight. I'm so itchy today. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's such a privilege to be here with y'all. Thank you for being here. Look at how that's still lifting, that acrylic marker. Look at how give and take that is. Just darling. Darling. It's darling. When my creative brain's like starting to smolder, that's a good thing, by the way. I vocalize a lot more, so I apologize in advance. It might be Phoenix. It might be Phoenix. It might be Phoenix. I have to look it up. I ordered them wholesale because I ordered so flipping many. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Many layers. There will be many layers to these baddies. And I'm so curious at what color this is going to make. I think it's going to come out something quite warm. Earthy. I don't know. The flowers. I'm doing it off camera. You can't see what the heck I'm doing or talking about. But the flowers that I'm going to turn into paint. Kristen's going to kill me. If she's watching this, she's going to be like, I'm going to be what now? Come again? You're going to be making paint. Thank you, Lisa. If you're having a good time, would you go ahead and give this video a boop? A boop is like, it's a heart. No, it's not a heart. What is it? A thumbs up? It's a thumbs up. What platform am I on? Who knows? Who flipping knows? I want to do a red one. I don't have any like really red ones. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But she is way, way on her way out. I think this is the one my mom always called the Santa dahlia. I think. How do you extract pigment from flowers? So, it's a whole thing, and I have to, well, here's the fun, okay, I'm just gonna be honest. The funny part of this is I don't fully know. I do believe it's a process of like, I do believe you end up getting solids depending on how you do it. And I am in the process of researching it, but I'm committed to making a color that is made from my parents' dahlias, because it's like it needs to be on this painting. And so, see you, Susie. So I will share that process with you as I learn it, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's oh, there's definitely boiling. There's definitely boiling. There's definitely boiling. I mean, I've been watching the art of soil, not the art of soil. Oh, is it Boulder Colors, the gal that makes the paints from the flowers? I've been watching her, and like, I'm not doing this. Like, I don't want to like be making paints to sell that are made from flowers. There may be a comeback to some of our formulas that we did over the years with paint making. There may be a comeback, because y'all, there's a couple colors in there that still I have not found dupes for my on the market. I've never found them. So I like want them back in my life desperately. But I'm doing this because I feel it needs to be an expression on on this collection. Like, that is why. So it's going to be a small batch, super small batch. Yeah. And I also really want to get some red rock in here. Like some actually like sand that was, you know, when the sandstone, slick rock over the years from wind and water and the elements, it turns into sand. And I want to go to BLM lands and find some sand. I don't need much, but I want to work with a medium, and I want to bring in some red rock sand into these paintings in a very subtle but noticeable way. And that's going to be interesting to figure out what the heck that actually means, like when it comes down to it, you know? But yeah, that's the plan, Stan. So yeah, we actually, did you all know that I at one point was offering a line of my own handmade watercolors? Did you know that? Did any of you actually get a set? Because that was a while ago. I'm trying to remember. Was that the C word time? I can't remember. This is the karst pencil again, which I am just loving. Yeah, yeah. The finger smudging is really fun. I've been known to smudge in my time, but there's like a childlike quality to it. And since so much of this collection ties back to my childhood, I don't know, maybe that's why it's coming out. I don't know, but it's coming out. The finger painting is happening. I'm quiet today, y'all. Isn't that weird? I'm never quiet. Introspective. Hello, Buzzy Beehive. I got mixed palette in around 10 with some of your own in it and some DS and Holbein. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yep. Look at that beautiful smudge. Acrylic, who knew? Acrylic markers giving a decidedly watercolor smudge. Love it. Abso-freaking-lutely love it. Where do I want to go? I'm gonna dirty up the tip of this yellow. Just need a little yellow in there. We also need a little gold. This week's video that I hope to edit this evening when it's too dark to film. Because did you know I always film in natural light? Always. There's only like 1 or 2 videos on my channel that are like filmed at night, and I actually like I don't like it. I don't like it. This doesn't look right. So I even have your painterly palette with the cakes. Oh my gosh, Jennifer, that's crazy. Oh, that's right. It's Christopher. You always confusing me with your new name. Mm-hmm. I'm just putting these down on the ground and like trying to evaluate what I want to do with them. Isn't that pretty? How it floats over top of it. Whoosh. So pretty. All right. Now I'm going to do one from my brain. Just from my brain. I am using Ohuhu acrylic markers if you're just hopping in. And then I'm watering, I'm kind of using them as watercolors. And it's a beautiful effect. Need a little yellow center here. And then I need to find another lovely karst color that I want to use. Ooh, here's the pink. You hear that tapping noise? Isn't that delightful? Do you hear that? So pretty. Just makes me happy. It's just a sound that doesn't annoy me. There's so many sounds that do annoy me. I did announce, you may have seen it, if you're on the email list, I know the folks that are here, y'all are my inner circle, you my peeps. So you saw that I'm going to France, hopefully. So that is underway, and registrations will open tomorrow. Kind of like this one. Good, Shelly. I love it. Christy, you must be in the flow today. You were speedy. I did the red dahlia with you. The pink is now my favorite. Oh, thank you. I'm in the flow. I am absolutely in the flow today. There is no doubt about that. That's why I'm more quiet. And remember, if you're ever working along with me, I would love to see what you're working on. You can tag me on Instagram, Christy the Painter. Oh my gosh, my son is just screaming. It's just like our house is always just people screaming. Just screaming. There's something about like a juicy brush, meaning lots of paint, not a lot of water, but just enough water that it still flows on top of like a damp area that just makes the coolest effects. You're seeing that there. Okay, this one might be my favorite. I don't know. That's hard. That's hard to pick. It's hard to pick a favorite. Never say never. My gosh, I used to like legit despise gold. Like people would send me gold handmade paint samples and I would tell them like you can send them, but here's what you need to know. Here's what you need to know about me. And now it's a whole new world. I still kind of want a stem to be kind of present here. I like the idea of how a stem grounds the flower and how our creativity grounds us. I think another one of these needed a stem. Yes. Oh, this one doesn't have one either. Good heavens. Good heavens to Betsy. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be like a love or hate thing because I'm going to have to go bold or go home. Apparently I'm going bold. That actually improved things. Go figure. And then you need a stem. Some dahlia stems are mega thick, like unbelievably, almost like woody. Do you know what I mean? It's wild to me. Still blows my mind. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, Rachel, I feel you. Where's that other green that I was painting? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Or using the other marker. Here it is. Gives it a nice little highlight. There she is. But again, these are just like, I'm going to call these like, this is the top 3 layers. That's what we're dealing with here. The top 3 layers. Who knows? How do we feel about the blue background? I was working on something else and I had a blue background. And then I was like, oh, whoops, I guess this is going to be my background now. And it's just going to get dirty because I'm not changing it. I'm not changing it. Well, I am going to pack up these oh-hoo-hoos. They are coming to Utah with me. I'm going to ship out some gold to Utah because Lord knows I'm going to go through the gold. And yeah, gather me some sand. Get to the paint making. I do have some videos planned coming up, of course. While I'm in Utah, I'm going to do, I am going to film without Emily. I'm going to film a landscape, Christy style, how to. We need an update. We haven't had a landscape video in quite some time. I think you would agree. So we're going to go ahead with that. Is there anything else that you might want to see from me while I'm in Utah? Remember, you can keep, kind of keep in the loop with what I'm doing, where I'm at. I'll be sharing in stories consistently. So, if you want to see what I'm working on in my sketchbook out there, because remember, I am taking my sketchbook. I don't have it right here with me. I have a video coming out next week talking about preparing your sketchbook for travel and what that feels like, what that looks like, mentally, physically, emotionally. Yeah, so that is coming. And I actually used my Zion sketchbook as the example in the video. So all right, friends, I'll give you one last look here. I'm going to raise the roof a little. I'll give you a look at where we landed with all these. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, so we've got this little boo-boo. Maybe our grace and space. I don't know. I almost feel like there's another way to pay homage to that sentiment. Sentiment. All right, and then we've got our red. Ooh. Can I lift you up? Oh yeah, look at how far up we can go. Look at that. There's our purple. Ooh. There is a theme emerging, my friends. Indeedio. I don't know why I need to look at them. I can't have all the colors next to each other. It's just not right. There they are. Thank you. I almost want something a little more purpley. Maybe more bluish. There we go. Grace and space, wonder and wander. There we go. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you, RVN. Top orange is your favorite. Okay, okay. It's like a bouquet. It is like a bouquet, indeed. Indeed. Thank you, Shelly. Yeah, they are vibrant without being like, I don't feel like they're in your face vibrant, which is cool. All friends, thank you so much for today and sitting with me and hearing my story and stories. It wasn't just one story, that's for sure. And thank you for just, oh, we don't need that part, do we? Hi. I forgot I had that part up. Well, anyway, you get to see the studio. What's happening? Here we go. Oh, what are we doing? What's it doing? Whatever. It's just got a little tour. Yeah. So thank you for sitting with me and listening and painting along if it made sense for you. I think it would be really beneficial to watch some on the replay. Try to kind of copy some of this style. It will help you loosen up. The finger smudging absolutely is going to help you loosen up and could really ignite, maybe you're in a dry spell, maybe you're feeling a little underwhelmed with art making right now. And so sometimes it's as simple as flipping up a technique, flipping a switch, flipping the traditional way of executing a mark can be all you need. Yeah. Thank you so much, friends. Happy trip. Thank you. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. Take care and watch out for all the fun videos coming. Yeah, there's a lot coming. Okay. Bye. Happy painting.